On Zozo, I've been looking into the topic of Zozo and have found some parallels within this modern demon and Pazuzu and Anzu respectively. We see that Pazuzu, the deity from The Exorcist, was a deity of the Lilu, which can mean wind, but more often means like the breath of spirit or even demon. It means spirit in general. Thus, Enlil is the Lord of spirits, demons. The Lord of demons or spirits, if you will. This is where the name Lilith derives from. However, Kramer translates Zu as owl. Thus, notice the owl symbology within Bohemian Grove and over the American dollar bills, and even in the city plan of the DC Mall. This Anzu, or just Zu, as it was sometimes pronounced, as seen here, translates as heavenly owl, and in the Sumerian myth, this Zu is found to have stolen the Tablet of Destinies, which was the divine document that conferred unto Enlil kingship over the entire universe. Thus, like the Promethean story, he or it stole that which was precious to the gods and forbidden to the profane, or to man. He was, as you may have guessed, slain by Marduk or Ninurta, depending on the source of the myth. Ninurta is synonymous with Marduk. Ninurta as well is also the Saturnian deity of the Sumerian and Akkadian pantheon. In the Assyrian myth, we find that he took from the gods Simi, this is Anzu, or literally their crown. Now, like Kabbalah, this term of crown or Keter actually refers to what has been translated from the Babylonian texts in context with the text as the ideal creative organ, or the Holy Spirit or Ruach HaKodesh in our modern Abrahamic view. Thus, as Harari wishes for now, Anzu or Zu stole the powers of creation and destruction, of the creation of life from the source of omnia et nihil, or everything and nothing. It is stated of this that, quote, regarding this, Charles Penglis writes that Ham is the Chaldean Anzu, and both are cursed for the same allegorically described crime, which parallels the mutilation of Uranus by Cronus and of Osiris by Set. We obviously have the Led Zeppelin Zozo as well. This appears in both a Dictionary Infernal, or Demonic Dictionary, and also the Red Dragon, a work by Francois Ribideau Dumas, regarding alchemy. It states of this on page 127 that this is a symbol of Saturn, with the French annotation of the sigil or symbol translating to, quote, Saturn rules over the lives of mankind, extending or terminating it, and making life happy or painful. The seeming oppositional counterpart of Pazuzu is Lamashtu, a daughter of Anu, or the Sky Father, and considered an evil entity. An incantation against Lamashtu goes, Great is the daughter of heaven. Does this share parallels with the Whore of Babylon the Great, that which could be considered Washington DC and its ruling class today, who tortures babies, like what we hear of the Cabal's exploits today and what happens within the US as a whole and the rest of the West. Her hand is a net, or it can also translate as web, like the internet, or like the Bohemian Grove Club's motto, weaving spiders come not here. Her embrace is death. She is cruel, raging, angry, predatory, a runner, a thief, is the daughter of heaven. She touches the bellies of women in labour. She pulls out the pregnant women's baby, like modern abortions, of course. The daughter of heaven is one of the gods, her brothers, with no child of her own. Her head is a lion's head. Her body is a donkey's body. She roars like a lion. She constantly howls like a demon dog. Again, like a chimeric beast, like the beast, if you will, of Revelation. See her in the centre and Pazuzu to the left. Let us now look at some of the US's emblems and Zu or Anzu's depiction, which was falsely attributed to Moloch, though there are some parallels between the two, albeit. Moloch itself merely derives from the Punic or Semitic term Moloch, meaning a very costly sacrifice, much like what we are going through now, for the Great Reset. Some may say we are in the age of Moloch in many ways. However, another reason for the owl symbology is, quote, the Queen of the Night could also be Lilith, who is associated with owls. Lilith is not a goddess, she is a demoness, a principality, who made it difficult for women to have children and also of whom murdered children. Again, it's the sort of same thing we saw with Lamashtu, this Queen of the Night character, which is just a general term, a sort of placeholder term, if you will, because they don't really know her name. Thus, why we see them burning, ostensibly a child in effigy, at the Bohemian Grove. Remember, this character, this deity, is associated with owls, just like Bohemian Grove is associated with murdering children, abortions, if you will, making it difficult for women to bear children or to give birth to children. Again, we see the sort of same thing out of the world that's been produced by those who attend the likes of Bohemian Grove. Moreover, Bohemian Grove, they state, "Midsummer shall set us free." That's one of the major cries that is stated within Bohemian Grove. For this is a deity or evil principality they seem to be worshipping there. Lilith appears in the Bible as Lilith. Thus, this deity or evil principality is Lilith by inference. They worship Lilith. That's the female counterpart they worship, it seems. Of course, Lilith appears as one of the inverted Sephira upon the Clipot or the Tree of Death. Again, that's Western esotericism. That would be a sort of development from Kabbalah itself. So it isn't typically Kabbalah in the traditional form, if you will, but it is a development from Kabbalah, the Tree of Death. Although we do not know exactly who she is, we have called her the Queen of the Night because of her drooping wings, the owls on either side of her, and because the background of the plaque was once black. Black, again, the colour of Saturn, which has in modern times become the colour of death and the colour of evil. Furthermore as well, we have Athena, which is a sort of later theological development within the Hellenic world. She was also a goddess of wisdom. Remember Anzu, which is potentially close to Lamashtu, potentially close as well, or connected to this Queen of the Night, this Lilith or Lilith character. She stole the tablet of destinies. Thus she stole the threads of fate. She could understand the future. In the modern stories of this Zozo character, of the individuals contacting him via the Ouija board or it or her through the Ouija board, this principality, this evil force, it seems that this Zozo can tell the future to a degree. He understands the fates of people. If you read the Zozo phenomenon, replete with stories regarding Zozo telling the future, foretelling individuals' deaths. So, therefore, there seems to be a connection here between this Anzu and Zozo, or Zu and Zozo. Very much so. And this tablet of destinies, this thread of fate, seems to give this principality. If this phenomenon is real, then it obviously gives this force, this spirit, this principality, the ability to tell the future to a degree.